Today, I invite you to reflect. What have I been doing with my life? Many times, we seek answers outside, when in fact, they begin within us. Jesus, more than a spiritual figure, was a teacher, a patient master who taught through love, but who also asked us to take responsibility. We live in a world where everything seems relative. Every choice is acceptable. Every behavior is justified. After all, God is love, right? But is that all? This childish idea that everything will be forgiven in the end, that it doesn't matter how we live, has kept us from what truly matters. Jesus did not come to say that everything is fine. He came precisely because things are not fine. He came to call us to change. The Jewish people gave us a powerful example. A small nation with little political or economic importance, but with deep faith, discipline, and obedience. It was this inner strength that allowed them to endure and leave a mark on history. That strength paved the way for Jesus and the message of the gospel. When Jesus says we are the salt of the earth, he's not just talking about flavor. In his time, salt preserved meat from spoiling. In the same way, our conduct must preserve what is right in a world of moral decay. Our example must be light in the midst of darkness. Nowadays, we see full churches and empty hearts. Religion often becomes a space for emotion, not transformation. The worship was beautiful, I went to Mass, it was lovely, I had a spiritual cleansing and felt lighter. These are common expressions. But what happens during the week? In daily life? Our actions outside the temple reveal more about our faith than any pretty prayer. A friend once said, "The true temple is not the building, it is what we build within ourselves." And when that inner temple crumbles, God invites us to rebuild it from what is essential. We live in confusing times, where everything is mixed, right and wrong, truth and lies. Sometimes it's hard to tell who's truly following the gospel and who's just reciting pretty words. And it's even more painful to see young people who were raised in faith but act no differently than the world around them, mocking, bullying, laughing at others. We were not called to blend in. We were called to stand out, to provoke change through our example. But the real question is, does my life inspire anyone? Or am I just trying to fit in so I don't seem too religious? Many people want peace, but they're not willing to build peace. They want healing but don't want to do the work of healing. They want to feel energy, but don't want to be a source of energy to others. This superficiality has taken over. On social media, we show perfect lives, but inside, there is emptiness, pain, and discouragement. We are trying to find outside what can only be born within. Jesus never promised comfort. He made it clear that following the path of goodness and truth would bring resistance. First from the world, then from our families, even from within the religion we profess. When you start to change, when you truly decide to follow the right path, criticism comes. "Oh, you're so holy now? You think you're better than us?" It hurts. But it also reveals that you're leaving mediocrity behind, and that can make others uncomfortable. Living with values today is seen as outdated. Being honest, kind, respectful, it's rare. But a true Christian doesn't disturb people by pointing fingers. They disturb by living with integrity. And that can bring a strange kind of loneliness. A beautiful one. One that's only eased when we meet others walking the same path. That's why community matters. Church, temple, spiritual center, they give us strength to keep going. They remind us, we are not alone. Change is hard. It requires effort, courage, silence, and time in the wilderness. Guilt is not enough. It must lead to action. As Jesus said, "I have told you these things so that you will not fall away." He warned us of the challenges ahead, but he also promised, we will not walk alone. The crisis you're facing might be the push you need to begin your transformation. It strips away the superficial and brings you face to face with what's essential. It invites you to live with purpose. And above all, remember, God is infinite love. He never gives up on us. But his love also demands choice. And every choice has a cost.